Imagine crashing your car on a dark, isolated mountain road in the middle of winter. A passerby stops to help and calls the police. But by the time authorities arrive just minutes later, you're gone. Your car is still there, engine warm, doors unlocked. Your belongings are inside, but you've vanished into the freezing wilderness without a trace. This is the story of Maura Murray, a 21-year-old who disappeared into the White Mountains of New Hampshire and was never seen again. This is Cold Trail. Maura Murray was 21 years old in February 2004. She was a junior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, studying nursing. Friends and family described her as intelligent, athletic, and driven. She ran track and was close with her family, especially her father, Fred. But in the days before her disappearance, Maura's behavior became strange. She was stressed. Her relationship was complicated. She'd been in a minor car accident. Something was wrong, but Maura wasn't talking about it. The weekend before Maura disappeared, she received a phone call at work that left her so upset she couldn't continue. She never told anyone what was said. Then on Sunday, she emailed professors claiming there was a death in the family and she needed time off. But there was no death. Her family was fine. On Monday, February 9th, Maura withdrew almost all her money, bought alcohol, packed her car, and left campus around 3:30 p.m. She told no one where she was going. Around 7:27 p.m., 140 miles north of campus, Maura crashed on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. A school bus driver named Butch Atwood saw the crash and stopped to help. He found a young woman near the car. He offered to call police. She said no, claiming she'd already called AAA. Butch went home skeptical and called 911 anyway. Police arrived 19 minutes later, but when they got there, Maura was gone, vanished. When police arrived, Maura's Saturn was there, doors locked, engine off. Even inside they found her belongings, cell phone, AAA card, alcohol, and personal items. But Maura was nowhere to be found. K9 units were brought in. The dogs tracked her scent east along the road for about 100 yards, then it vanished completely, as if she'd gotten into a vehicle or simply ceased to exist. Helicopters searched from above. Ground teams combed the woods. There was no trace of Maura Murray. Investigators examined everything in Maura's car. The alcohol suggested she might be planning to drink alone somewhere. MapQuest directions showed routes through New Hampshire, but no destination. Her phone records showed calls to hotels in the area, but no reservations were made. Most disturbing, a rag was found stuffed in her tailpipe. Was this an attempt at suicide by carbon monoxide, or just a temporary car repair? Nobody knows. And that mysterious phone call on Saturday that upset her, still unexplained. One theory, Maura wandered into the woods, possibly disoriented from the crash or intoxicated, and succumbed to the freezing temperatures. February in New Hampshire is brutal. If she went deep into the forest, her body might never be found. The White Mountains are vast and unforgiving. Search teams scoured the area extensively, but terrain, weather, and animals could have concealed her remains. The fact that search dogs lost her scent quickly supports this theory, but it doesn't explain why she'd leave the road. Another theory, Maura was the victim of foul play. Perhaps someone saw a young woman alone on a dark road and offered help with malicious intent. Desperate to avoid police, possibly fearing a DUI charge, Maura may have accepted a ride from the wrong person. The abrupt end of her scent trail suggests she got into a vehicle. Several persons of interest have been investigated over the years, including a convicted murderer who lived nearby, but no evidence has ever linked anyone to her disappearance. A third theory, Maura disappeared voluntarily. The fake email about a family death, the withdrawn cash, the packed bags suggest premeditation. Maybe she staged the crash and hitchhiked away to start a new life, but this has problems. She left her phone, money, and ID behind. Her family insists she'd never abandon them. And in 20 years, there's been no sighting, no financial activity, no contact. If Maura chose to disappear, she's done it perfectly. Too perfectly. 20 years later, Maura Murray's disappearance remains unsolved. Her father, Fred, dedicated his life to finding her until his death in 2020. He never got answers. Her family continues searching. The case has inspired countless investigations, podcasts, and online communities. New Hampshire State Police continue to investigate, but have no definitive answers. The weathered barn curve has become a memorial site. What happened to Maura Murray? The trail went cold on February 9th, 2004, but the search continues. If you have information, contact New Hampshire State Police. This has been Cold Trail. Subscribe for more mysteries. Until next time.
Thanks for watching.